Hey friends, welcome to the first ever Fresh Oil Sip and Chat. And I am so excited to be joined by two amazing young ladies here today with me. And they're going to tell you a little bit about themselves. But first, before we do that, I want to tell you guys every week we are going to be introducing a new drink that I have to sip. I have no idea what it is. I can only tell you it's coffee, and I don't like coffee. So we'll see how that goes. All right. But let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Imani, and I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. I just started going to PLC Church, and I love it here. I am an event coordinator for the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Liberty, and I'm very, very happy to be here with my friends.
And I'm Ilani, ironically. And I'm new here as well, but I do feel like it's most definitely home. So I am currently in the Army. I'm in the National Guard in the Army. I don't want you guys to think I came from Iraq. And I'm excited to be here too. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, I'm just super excited to have you ladies here, and I think this is going to be so amazing. We're going to talk about every and anything. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So before we get started, I'm going to try this drink, and hopefully I love it, and then you guys can tell me what you're drinking as well.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Mm.
She said, mm.
Drum roll, please.
It's a little weird. Yeah. Not really my thing. Okay. Don't know if I'll sip it again, but
Definitely took that like a champ fast.
For real, yeah.
yeah, I've done enough communions to be able to suck it up. But what am I drinking, if you don't mind telling me?
What do you taste? What do you
That's a
taste?
good question.
There's something sweet in there, but it's not caramel. It's almost like, oh my, it's weird. I don't know.
Okay.
It's definitely coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that, but there's something else. It's like almost cherryish.
Mm-hmm. Close.
Yeah,
close.
it's a cherry coffee. Is that a thing?
Ooh, that would be
So
weird.
you're having a
You
white.
said that would be weird.
Just making stuff up.
It's an iced white mocha
Mhm.
with vanilla cold foam,
Mhm.
and then it's a strawberry puree inside.
Oh,
That's the berry you're
yeah.
tasting.
Not a fan. Okay,
Mhm.
but it's okay. If it works for you, it works for you. So
Right.
it just doesn't work for me.
And
But
that's fine.
what are you guys
I'm
drinking?
having a black coffee.
Mhm.
It's cold. I have creamer and sugar in there with some caramel, maybe a lot of sugars in there.
You like
I
it
like
that
I
way.
like sugar with my
Okay.
tea. I like sugar with my coffee. You know how they
Mhm.
say put a little
Mhm.
sugar in my coffee.
Yeah.
I want a lot of sugar in mine.
That's so weird. I can have
It's
no
very
sugar
sweet.
in my tea.
Oh,
I
I
cannot
can't
drink
enjoy
tea.
it without.
That's how you know you're a pro.
That's,
Yeah, when you need no
She's a
sugar.
vet. She's a vet.
Yes.
No. Okay, nice.
And I played it safe,
Mhm.
and I have chai tea with brown sugar.
My girl.
Yeah.
My girl. Love the teas. Love the
Keep it
teas.
safe.
All right, Lee. So I have you here because one, we have our Fresh Oil Conference coming up.
Yes.
Super
Right.
excited about that.
Mhm.
And the vision behind Fresh Oil, at least part of it, was always about women coming together to develop friendships, relationships, an encounter with the Father, all that good stuff. But for me, I'm a big fan about community, about women coming together, right?
Yeah.
And I know that you guys, well, I'm never going to tell your story. I want you guys to talk a little bit about how you met, why you met, and how that's going. So who wants to start?
I'll go.
Go.
We met at the Fresh Oil Girls Night
Mhm.
Inn, which was very nice. I've never been to a girls' night in like that. We spoke about this before. We've
Yeah.
never been to an event like that. It felt very home, very let's sit back and chill and talk. But I'm not afraid to talk to.
Yes.
It just set the tone. As soon as you came in, the mood was good. It was set. This
Yes.
tone was set really nice, and worship was good. Everything just flowed freely. Every time you step into this building, period, it feels like
Yes.
I like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
You know? So
Mhm.
yeah, and so I got to speak for a bit, and then afterwards mixing and mingling with other women, which was so fun because of COVID. We haven't been doing that lately. I got to meet her, and we share a story that maybe one day you guys will hear.
Maybe one day.
But it's like we walked the same path, which was insane, and it was just so weird that we just connected. And I think definitely it was God ordained.
Oh yeah.
For that. Everything she was saying, it was like,
yes.
Everything.
Exactly
it's like, are you me? Are we? Our names are similar. So
yes.
Like,
yes.
So it was very good to feel that I wasn't alone, or like someone else has been through what I've been through, and they're willing to share it.
Yeah.
So that's how we met, and I'm grateful for how we met.
Yeah. Good. One thing that was very interesting is that togetherness is very new for me. And I mentioned to Imani that she was standing behind me, and I saw her, and I said, I just want to touch her. Just want to, because she spoke, and what she spoke about was so profound that I felt like I just want to lay my hand on her. Like I just wanted to touch her, and I don't know why I felt so overcome to just say. And I didn't even want her to know that I was going to touch her. I just wanted to touch her. And then I was something in my mind said, no, don't touch her. Don't be weird. Don't touch. That's so weird. So weird.
No.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I need to stop with the voices. And I went to her and I said, I just want to touch you. Is that okay? I just want to touch you. There's just something that you said that just.
Now, did you actually say touch?
I did.
She said hug.
I did say hug.
Okay.
Yeah, probably to take the weirdness away. Yeah. I was like, can I hug you? You know? So, and she said, yes, absolutely. And I was like, okay. And I said, there's just something. I said, you are just amazing. And I just told her, like, I just felt how amazing you are. And I just wanted to be in that, if you don't mind. And then, like she said, when we spoke, it was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. We was in the corner like, yeah, what? So it was amazing what you put together. It was definitely needed for me. I know that.
I love that. And I love that you were bold enough to say, I met someone and I want to really meet her. Yeah. Because I think sometimes as women, we're afraid to do that. One, we're afraid to share our stories, right? We're afraid to tell each other our true story. Yes. But in that moment, you guys connected in that way. But I think it started with your obedience. Like I put you on the spot that night and you held nothing. Well, you're a little bit back, but you really shared from your heart, which is something rare. Why is that? If women just don't like to just tell their story sometimes.
I think a lot of women have been hurt and it's just a defense mechanism. I'm not going to share too much so that I won't be hurt anymore. So I feel like that's why. But when you get to a point where you are in your healing process and you want to let things go, sometimes saying it actually drops it. And one thing that was said that night, I believe you said, the things that we're going through is not just for us.
Yes.
Yeah. It's for other people.
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe that we're all walking testimonies, and there's something similar to your story that's different from mine, but that'll still click and connect. That's how good and amazing God is. He puts on these different roads, but it still leads to Him.
Yes.
So it's phenomenal how He works. I sometimes have no words to explain how He works. I just love how He works.
I love that. And I love being intentional about fostering those type of environments. Right. Because the truth is, before Girls Night In, you were coming to the ministry for how long?
Since December.
Okay.
And I was mostly just in and out.
Yeah.
Let me get my word and gotta go. The church finger, you go out. Yeah, I was out. And then it's so much. You can run away from God, but you just run right smack dab into Him.
Yeah.
And I've tried to run away only because I've been hurt in the church. And I'm like, let me get out of the church. I won't get hurt so much, So let me not spend so much time. But that was my way of trying to figure it out. But that's not God's way. So, and I recently... it's an ongoing cycle where you rededicate yourself. But when you rededicate yourself, you dedicate yourself on a deeper level because it's another place that you're in.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you reaching out actually and just asking me to do so, because a lot of me would have just kept going. If you didn't stop me, I'd have kept kept going. But when you try to run and you're called by God, you can't. This effort, all that effort you put into it, He's gonna just grab you and snatch you right back.
Don't you love that?
Yeah.
Don't you love it? Because we can run. Let's be honest. We can run, but He's so quick with it. He's so quick with it. So let's talk about sisterhood and like, why is that so important? Why do you guys think that's so important? Like, because Fresh Oil for me is all about the sisterhood. It's women getting together. There's no competition. There's no jealousy. Like, let's just hang. Let's talk. Let's worship. Let's cry together. Let's let our lashes fall off together. You know what I mean? Let the hair fall out together.
Yes.
And I feel that is so important, especially in this day and age. But I know not everyone feels that way. So a lot of times women come in with their guard up. Like, I'm just here to hear the word and I want to go. And we're trying to break that with this conference. Like, we're like, no, we need you to connect with someone. We need you to build relationship. But I'm assuming sisterhood is important to you guys. But why?
I'm going to be honest first to say that.
First and second. No.
Right.
Just keep it real.
I did have that struggle where I did not think that sisterhood was important to me.
Okay.
I felt as though letting out too much is just too much.
Okay.
Because once you let it out, you cannot draw that back in, and you don't know what someone's going to do with it.
Their intentions are,
So I really didn't think it was that important. I thought it was stronger to hold it and to move forward. But when God spoke to me and said, you need to be with like-minded people, He also was challenging me to say, you need to step out of that box and you need to feel the feminine energy of the path that I'm trying to put you on to show you that it's okay to be right here. It's okay. So for me, I'm still learning right now that sisterhood is important, especially the way He made us meet. But I'm still understanding it is important, and it's something that I need for my growth as a woman. And I'm not going to be at my higher self until I get over that fear. So I need you. I need you to be a better woman, and I'm going to be a better woman.
Come on, girl.
That's
you know
right.
So
that's right.
That's why it's important for me.
Good. I feel like sisterhood is important because I think, not to give him much credit in this conversation, but the devil, right?
Yeah.
One of his greatest weapons that he uses on almost everybody is loneliness.
That's true.
A world full of anxious people, a world full of people that are depressed, and we still feel alone. And that's not what God intended us to be, alone. So like-minded people need to come together to break out of that shell of protection. It's okay to be vulnerable to God. He wants us at our most vulnerable self. He can work with us even better in that moment. And if we don't, and I'm an only child, so I
didn't mean it like that. But right. That's a different.
A lot of only
of
children. I was speaking to you guys.
Yeah.
And I always when I was young, kind of thought it was about me, but it's not. And I really feel that that's something that we all need. Sisterhood. It's important to grow. You can't grow by yourself. You weren't really meant to grow by yourself. You know, you need an accountability partner. You need someone to just say, yes, girl, you need that. People can act like they don't, but we women need that, especially in this world where they've put this whole superwoman quota on people. You gotta be strong. You gotta be this, you gotta be that. But you don't do that alone. Don't do that by yourself. You don't have to do that by yourself.
So what do we say to that lady who's in a crowded room, but yet still feels alone? Because I've been there. You know, I'm a pastor's wife. I've sat in churches. I've gone to conferences, conventions, you name it. I've done it. And I remember sitting and just feeling like, wow, like I really just feel so alone. Like no one understands my journey. No one understands the in and out of our ministry or anything like that. I think that's why I'm so intentional about reaching that woman who seems like she can't be around anyone else,
Right.
you know? So what do you say to that lady who's like, you know, I've done the conferences, I've done church, and no one's ever reached out to me. What do I do in that scenario?
Since I've been her
Mm-hmm.
very recently,
Yeah.
I would say that that voice is completely wrong. And it's a little war that you're going to go through.
Yeah.
But that war that you think that you're going through alone, there's someone else in that room that feels the same way. And if that feels bad for you, know that someone else is sitting there feeling that bad. And if you don't like it, you should understand, reach out to someone else, because no one should go through that alone. So sometime when I do feel that alone, I do the weird things. And sometime when I'm worshiping, I just literally, hey, hi.
Yeah.
And you never know how much a touch or a smile
power of the
is
touch,
so profound. And sometimes it shakes that feeling off of me, just getting eye contact. So when you do slip into that part where you're like, hey, no one sees me, make eye contact with someone. Say just a random God bless you. And you'll be surprised what you get back. You'll be surprised when someone's like, no, God bless you. And you're like, yes. So just tap out of it. Always force yourself out of it, because it's a dark place to be in, and it's not necessary at all.
Yeah. So be intentional about making that touch, that connection.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, I say, be intentional, and be intentional at a pace that's good to you. Like, don't come and like make like 10 friends and you can't keep up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you feel like you can do that, go right ahead. But if you're struggling and you feel like, you know, you want to be by yourself, or you're not ready to break the mold, find someone in the church that could be a leader. It could be someone that you see worshiping like to her utmost, like giving everything. It could be someone who's just like this. But you can reach out, find someone. And then you know what's even crazy? When you come to an event like Fresh Oil, God will lead someone to you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So while you're praying and you feel alone, and God might just rest somebody's hand on your back or on your head or on your shoulder, that's significant to God saying, I'm here.
You're not alone.
You're
Absolutely.
not alone.
Absolutely.
And whatever you feel in that moment, if you want to cry, if you want to dance, if you want to scream, do that. Allow yourself to feel the feelings. Yes, be free. Allow yourself to feel the feelings that God wants you to feel. He doesn't just want you to feel all these negative feelings alone. Share it. Let it out. And that way you can process what's happening. Because if you hold it all in, you don't know what you have. Let it out. Let God work on you. You don't have to be perfect. That's one thing that ladies were brought up. You have to be the perfect, sweet little girl. Cross your legs, dot your eyes,
Fix
cross
the
your
dress.
T's, fold your hands, do this. But I feel like at a conference like Fresh Oil, you'll be able to just, you know, that ugly cry.
Listen.
You know that ugly cry, let it out. If you wear your makeup, it's gonna get smudged. Don't
That's all right.
It's okay. Bring your extra, bring your makeup remover if you want, put it in your bag and you wipe it off. But just know, like, this is the place to be free and to just put the cape down and be yourself. Be who God intended you to be. You deserve to be who God intended you to be.
Absolutely.
That's what.
Absolutely.
I agree. So I want to be real for a moment, because if we're completely honest, we know that there are times that we allow ourselves to open up to individuals that maybe we should not have done, right? So as much as we make connections, and that's great to meet girlfriends and sisterhood, sometimes you meet that one sister where you're just like, Lord, I wish I had known before. Because sometimes the worshiper is not always the worshiper, right? So how do we deal with that? How do you come back from that? Now, you love your church, you love your pastors, you love the ministry, you love everything, but you've allowed yourself to be vulnerable with this one female who now is maybe using it against you or judging you for it, or, you know, just treating you some type of way, or maybe she's even spreading your business. That's hard. Or maybe she's dating your ex, and you know like like how do we deal with that as women?
So I have to be honest, and I'm going to be overly optimistic about it. But I feel as though God has to get through to you in particular ways. And of course, if I speak about myself, I am very hard-headed. And I know that the Father has to get through to me sometime through pain, trials and tribulations, loss, sometime even embarrassment. But the thing about each one of those stages is that I do feel like he's preparing me. So there are times where I have friendships and they don't work out the way that they do. But somehow there's another relationship that sometime happens and I'm more prepared than I was before.
That's good.
And because I'm prepared, the relationship that I have now that I didn't have before teaches me so much more than what I thought I lost in that past relationship. So I would say to that young lady who's probably has been through that it's okay, because what he has for you is going to be greater than the pain that you think that you're sitting in right now.
That's so good.
So just hold on, push through, and understand that brush it off. Almost
Now,
where
do you brush it off before you hit her? Or I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm joking.
Hit her with the Holy Ghost, right? But I think that, because I'm going to be honest again, it's not going to happen in the beginning. That whole feeling of brushing off is probably not going to happen in the middle. It's probably going to happen in the end, probably months later, maybe a year later.
Because healing has to take place.
Yes, and everyone's healing process is absolutely different, but it's beautifully created by the Father. So it's almost like, how long do you have wine sitting and marinating? I like to say that. I like to say that sometime I marinate.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. So usually I have to marinate on the issue in order for me to be my sweetest or my best for the next person. So right now, I think I'm sitting in the midst of a different type of sweetness that I've never been in before. And it's because I lost some people. But I'm okay with it now.
Yeah.
Because
hello.
Okay, hello. So
yeah. It's good. It's good.
Wow. Do I have to say anything else?
Yes.
I feel like I don't. But
the people want to hear from you. Come on,
please.
I feel like women who've gone through that, that's a way of God teaching you what a friend is.
Ooh, right.
Friendship is not always feels good.
Yeah.
And when we're younger, you're my best friend, and you're my best friend, and you're my best friend, and you're my best friend.
Right.
You're my best friend, and you're not just my friend, you're my best friend. And then they have, you're my best friend. And then as you grow and you get older and marinate, it is a blessing to have a solid one or two friends that you can count on.
Talk about it.
Be yourself. Be your prettiest. Be your ugliest.
Yes.
Be your smelliest. Like,
yeah, sometimes.
Not. You know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. Like, you can be really real with that person, and they won't judge you. But it takes years and years, and then sometimes it's not even your childhood friend. It's someone that I met at girls' night in.
Right.
It really, the time span also doesn't really matter, because
I agree with that.
a lot of people feel like they need to be loyal in a friendship because the time of the friendship. But when seasons come, seasons go. So when it's time for you to let go, and like you said earlier, we hold on so much and we get hard-headed. And there's a saying that my mom says, she says, if you don't listen, you'll feel.
Yeah.
And that's how I think God operates. If you don't listen, you're going to feel it. And then after you feel it, you don't want to feel it again.
Yes.
So, so I really feel like you said, marinate. And also remember, the reason why you come to church is the relationship you have with God. Because at the end of the day, when all this is done and the rapture comes, God is going to ask you about you He's not going to
Yeah.
ask you about Sally, who spoke about you, or Shaniqua, who spread rumors. He's not going to bring them up in the conversation.
Right.
He's going to bring about what you did. How did you overcome that?
Yeah.
And how you moved on to be a better person. How you moved on to be the queen that I intended you to be.
Absolutely.
So that's how I feel. And it's not going to be easy. Not easy to be a queen and be in the realm of queens, but you get there over time.
Yes.
And you learn that sometimes you have to keep things to yourself and some things you can let go.
Yes.
But you know that at the end of the day, you can give it all to God. Everything. He's not going to judge you. He's not going to hate you. He's going to love you more than you love yourself. In moments where you just didn't want to be in your own skin. God is amazing. And yeah, that's what I feel like.
I love how
Just
she
let
did
him
that. It's like
marry.
she felt it. She's like, oh.
Yeah. I did. I was like,
I love
Because it brings you back. I
Yeah,
love when
I
he
felt
makes
that
you
too.
feel the feels that you felt before to bring you back to the place where you first
Yeah.
believed. That place where you first believed is a place that no one can take away from you.
No one.
No one can take away. That
Yes.
fight that you have when you first believe, that motivation that you have when you first, it's unreal, and it's like a wave that comes over you.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. That's so good.
That was
That's
good
so
answer.
good. You know, I think people don't realize that there's power in their testimony. And I vow that I'll never allow anyone to hurt me through my testimony. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that. So we share certain things not realizing there's so much power in it, but you can't hurt me with that. Like my past is my past.
Right.
My present is my present. My future is my future. But I believe that everyone's testimony is here to bless and to help someone, right? And I hold on to that dearly. Listen, I'm a very transparent person. Anyone that knows me, I'll tell you all my business because I'm not the place where I'm just like, listen, I really don't care. As long as the Father has said, girl, you're good, I'm good. And I think once you hold on to that, you got to realize that no one can hurt you with that. And don't let it stop you from sisterhood, because sisterhood is extremely important. I love you ladies. I thank you ladies for being with me today. This was so good. And we just want to encourage you to really, one, come out to Fresh Oil. So you definitely want to jump online to thisisfreshoil.com. You want to register for this conference because I promise you, you'll make some great relationships. You meet some great sisters. You get some great word. You do a great ugly cry. A lot of jumping, a lot of singing. But most importantly, the relationships, and that's extremely important. Well, thank you, ladies, again for joining me. This was amazing. And here's to sisterhood
And community.
And Fresh Oil.
Yeah, I'm not drinking that.
We knew that.
All right, guys. See you next week.